Pubanefim Hedu Akuti Anati Churkeva Nefaneb Upen
Dua kerefu benefem heru akuti anatekera nefer nebuben
Dua Amun Kere Pubanefim Hedu Akuti Anati Churkeva Nefaneb Upen
Dua kerefu benefem heru akuti anatekera nefer nebuben
Dua Amun Kerefu benefim hedu akuti anante chakera neferneb upen
Dua kerefu benefem heru akuti anatekera nefer nebuben
dua amun kerefu benefim hedu akuti anante chakera neferneb upen
Hari Jentkert har des Guru Kef Guru Tua im Shamsu in Nebuchadnezzar Seshu in Keperu Dua Asar Nebrestau Baut Neteru Aat Amin Netekert Anatech Her Genti Amentet Un Nefer Ab Abdu Matentu Ai Ku Anek Arati Restau Sateka Tekert Aku Sari Naha Ubed Center Set Mka Def Def Snit Neter Uni Entet Hena Yash M Neter Asar Erdit Endek En Ari Eru Ena Herme Endes Ari Eru Aus Uatapi Ari Tet Aba Ua Neter Abu Penha Asar Abu Pen Asar Spur M Heru Ari Bert Nehasa Wajit Ba Neter Asar Ari Heru Hept Em Ah Net Abu Yen Tuche Medut Yan Aset Sam Ujat Setet Sa Her Amseti Enti Amsa Asar Sa Amset Asar Amset Medut Nebet Et Hapsheta Ari Besa Happy Enti Sa Asar Sa Happy Asar Pu Asar Medut Yan Net Sedua Ra Semesher Ru Neb Ari Laket En Dua Mutev Enti Am Sa Asar Sa Dua Mutev Asar Pu Dua Mutev Medut Yan Terket En Kake Sekedet Sa Ru Neb Ari Laket En Kwepsunev En Tet Am Sa Asar Sa Kwepsunev Asar Pu Kwepsunev Dua Tamrirae Dua Domine
Duat Adi Ra'im Uatana and
Dua Tarirae Dua Domine
Duat Adi Ra'im Uatana and
Dua Tarirae Dua Domine
Duat Adi Ra'im Uatana and
Dua Tarirae Dua Domine
Duat Adi Ra'im Uatana and
Nebuchadnezzar Medut Anatech Ke Asar Putra Makti Saki Setu Sakake
Makti Saki Setu Sakaki
Nebuchadnezzar Medut Anatech Ke Asar Putra Makti Saki Setu Sakake
Makti Saki Setu Sakaki
Nebuchadnezzar Medut Anatech Ke Asar Putra Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Makti Saki Setu Sakaki
Nebuchadnezzar Medut Anatech Ke Asar Putra Mati Sake Setu Sakake
Makti Saki Setu Sakaki
Hari Yen occurred. Adi Duaker. Nikau Uashu. Konsu.
Amun Mut Kansu
Amu. Mun. Konsu.
Amun Mut Kansu
Amu. Mun. Konsu.
Amun Mut Kansu
Amu. Mun. Konsu.
Amun Mut Kansu
Om Amun Rapata.
Om Amun Rapata
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 Om Asara Seru.
Om Asa Oset Hiru
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 Eru Makeru.
Eru Makiru
Eru Makeru.
Eru Makiru
Eru Makeru.
Eru Makiru
Eru Makeru.
Eru Makiru
Ase. Ase. Ase.
Ose Ose Ose
Ase. Ase. Ase.
Ose Ose Ose
Ase. Ase. Ase.
Ose say, oh say, oh say, oh say, oh say,
Amahaera nepe ankujasene harineteru
ama enra nepe ang uja sene arineteru
Amahaera nepe ankujasene harineteru
ama enra nepe ang uja sene arineteru
Amahaera nepe ankujasene harineteru
ama enra nepe ang uja sene arineteru
Amahaera nepe ankujasene harineteru duara
ama enra nepe ang uja sene arineteru duara
nuk hatien keperu
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 net net duanet tefekera senue
Ned ned duane sepakera senue
net net duanet tefekera senue
Ned ned duane sepakera senue
net net duanet tefekera senue
Ned ned duane sepakera senue
net net duanet tefekera senue
Ned ned duane sepakera senue
Ederu, 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 ederu,
Hadheru, 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 hadheru,
Eteru, 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 Eteru,
Adheru, 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 adheru,
Eteru, 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 Eteru,
adheru, 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 adheru,
Eteru, 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 Eteru,
adheru, 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 adheru,
Duatu Heru, Duatu Keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
Duatu Heru, Duatu Keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
Duatu Heru, Duatu Keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
Duatu Heru, Duatu Keru,
dua tu heru, dua tu keru,
Nuk Nebisher,
nuk nebija,
Nuk Nebisher,
nuk nebija,
Nuk Nebisher,
nuk nebija,
Nuk Nebisher,
nuk nebija,
Nefer Remtra in Aton,
nefer rumtra in aton,
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 Makeru and Ba Nebejer,
makiru imba nebija,
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 Nuk Ua Kua,
nuk uwa kuwa,
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 Nukmat, 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 Nukmat,
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 Newt,
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 Asa, 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 Asa,
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 Pete au, ang dijer, uas hena, nefu kepitu, embat em dijasu, sunu ayamutep, astet, ua suja, eru, suja, nenut, nebu sen, ef set, ef sen, asar, aset, netepi, suja, auitu, kasor, nesheshu, nebu, hu, tau, sep, nebu, nesh, tesu, kem, hena, sefa, ha, ra, tijeri, kat, hena, asar, peta, keperu, Medut, Ra, Kat, Nefi, Asar, Keperu, Uahai, Uaker, Nuk Aset, Perke U M Nayet, Ret Enu Seter Sa Medu, En Jehuti, Her Tep, Maat Empet, Ta Atert, Aset Neter, Nefer, Ker, Hu Ank, Seske, Sd, A Ament, Sa, Enken, Pu F Nen, Au, F Ready, F Nebkep, Dit Etep, F F T Ent, N F Tawi, Uahai, Uaker. Eru Makeru,
Heru makeru.
Eru Makeru,
Heru makeru.
Eru Makeru,
Heru makeru.
Eru Makeru,
Heru makeru.
Nukepra, M Duau, Ra M Ahauf, Temu Ami Masher, Nukepra, M Duau, Ra M Ahauf, Temu Ami Masher, Nukepra, M Duau, Ra M Ahauf, Temu Ami Masher, Uai, Uaker. says, Washari, Yamaha, Emete, Yamaha, Emete, Yamaha, Emete, Yamaha, Emete.
So, Uja, greetings. I trust you all can hear me okay. So, today we're going to conclude the middlemost portion of the text. So, thus far, we have performed the translation teaching from here, the text directly behind the deity Sobek, to here, where we discuss the makeru of the noble at the festival, in that he was strong in his perkeru, his spoken offerings. So today we're going to do 3 lines. We're going to conclude the text at the top, and we'll do a discussion of the text directly in front of this male personality priest. in the text directly in front of this female personality priest. Before we do that, there is another element. And now that we're concluding, I'll introduce another element of the text, another hidden element. There are 5 personalities here. Sobek, 2 priests and 2 priestesses. And 5 is one of the most mystical numbers in Kemetic philosophy and numerology, we can call it that. Number science. 5 is the number of regeneration, reformation, not rebirth in the sense of a death, but it's more of a regeneration of a force that was initially there, that has been diffused and now being reformed and now being re-empowered. And that's what 5 means. And so mystically, what these 5 are, what is going on here is that there's a reformation, a regeneration, a re-empowering of the personality. So let's go forward. We'll conclude here. Recall that we concluded last week that he was the royal who had become the Makeru, the one who is true of speech. And it says about him in conclusion, Sen F Ned Per Haten Nebu E or Nebu. You know what it means is the brother, he, mistress, abode, like a regnal year of divinity gold. So what it's saying that he is the brother of the mistress of the abode in the regnal year of the golden divinity. And so what it means is that he is reclaiming his divine nature. He's becoming re-golden through the festival, through the offering. So that Makeru, being true of speech, is being transformed into the gold is the color of divinity, you know, the color that represents spirit, symbolically speaking. And so the mistress of the abode, he's the brother of the mistress of the abode. And the mistress of the abode is Isis, is Aset. So essentially what it's saying is that he is Asar, and that he has reclaimed his divinity. But this is what is supposed to be going on within you. Essentially, you are Asar. And what it means here is not Asar being posited as an individuating principle. It means supreme spirit, that Asar, not the Asar that has been mutilated by Aset, mutilated by Set, sorry, and put back together by a Set. Yeah, not an individuating principle, soul essence, meaning that what is being referred to here is Supreme Spirit. And that's what it means to be true of speech. And that's what it means to be Ma'at, to discover that truth. Ma'at doesn't simply mean a conventional truth. That I shouldn't kill, I shouldn't steal, I shouldn't hurt people. That's the conventional plane of Ma'atian philosophy. What is being referred to here is a higher truth, a consciousness of realization of one's own divine nature. And that realization of that divine nature is not one of a singular, not one of an individuating principle. It is universal, full essence. And that essence is everywhere and in all things and beyond the reaches of time. And so in one's life, that is the question to be asked to oneself. Are you willing to go beyond the reaches of time to discover your Nebu nature? Your spiritual nature. In Nebu, there is no sex, there is no enjoyment. There is existence absolute. So if you're not ready to give up enjoyment, then you're not ready for existence absolute. The term Nebu is here. So it's like a collar. And the three beads makes this symbol plural. So the common Egyptological reading of this symbol would mean that there's like pieces of gold all over, like multiplicity of gold. And that is a fair reading, except that it is followed by the symbol for divinity. So what it's really saying is that there's a fullness of spirit that is incomprehensible to the mind. So it means like a full golden existence where there is spirit and nothing else. That is what it means to be a chef, a noble. That is what it means to be true of speech. And so it is one of discovering this text as well. When we do the Golden Body Meditation 2 retreat, this text will present this text again, but in a more complete manner. The devotional reading of wisdom is not supposed to be too detailed or in depth. Because the principle of gold is here. And what it means is that you have essentially turned away from your participation in duality beyond your Ari, your residual Ari. You've discovered that you're a spirit and nothing else. And that is what is going on here. The male personality has brought flowers to Sobek. And he is wearing his priestly garment, the leopard skin coat. And it says this text is referring to him, this personality. And we know that that is true because of how the text is arranged. You're reading into the text, so you're reading into the personality. So this text is referring to this personality. And it says, Shep Bunefer Sebekra. What it means is receive prosperity, happiness, Sebekra. So he is giving the offerings and he's receiving from Sebekra prosperity and happiness. Bu Nefer, prosperity, happiness. But he here, Bu Nefer. But this is not a worldly kind of happiness and prosperity. Firstly, with regards to prosperity, he's receiving spiritual boon, meaning a spiritual benevolence, spiritual favor from the deity. Spiritual spiritual making the path and making life the path conducive to spiritual evolution. And moving towards the Nefer, which is the beautiful, meaning that which is transcendent of the emotional construct of the personality, is going to that which is divine. And the physical beauty is an illusion. You can say, oh, that person is beautiful and acknowledge that, but you have to know what you're acknowledging. You're acknowledging an illusion, and it's not true beauty. All material beauty fades. You buy a new car, it's not going to look so good in 20 or 30 years. You think you're getting a new wife or new boyfriend, and they're not going to look the same 50 years. In fact, they're going to die on you someday, or you die on them. The beauty that is being referred to here is the beauty of spirit, the beauty that comes from the essence of soul. And there is an interesting conjugation of the deity, as we discovered in this toppermost line, Sebekra Neb. And here it is told to us again that Sobek is actually an aspect of Ra. It's the Sobek Ra. So Sobek is the aspect of spirit that wades and brings the soul to spirit. It wades in the waters and carries the soul to spirit, which is bringing the soul to itself. In other words, Sobek is not taking the soul to anything other than himself. So Sobek is pulling soul to himself, which is essentially spirit. And for those who went on a trip, we saw this in the Komombo temple, did we not? So Sobek is the aspect of Ra that is magnetic and draws you into himself. If you reach a certain level of purity, that magnetism will constantly be there. You'll be constantly being pulled inwards. That doesn't happen to the world. They have to go through the trials and tribulations of daily life. For the purified ones, the essence is constantly pulling on you to come into itself. And there's a certain aspect of serpent power meditation that is called an ejaculation. And so that's a fundamental level. On the higher level, it is soul meeting spirit. So you ejaculate into spirit. And when that happens, your sense of individuality dissolves, along with your perception of separation. The female character is a very interesting character because of what it says about her. She's wearing her long flowing garment, see-through, and she's carrying a sistra with the face of the goddess Heteru on it. And in the sistra itself, it has four rings. So she represents the power of the awakening of spiritual sensitivity in the mind. She has the long flowing locked hair, and she has the grease cone on her head. So she has been anointed, meaning she has been allowed to come into this sacred hall. She has been anointed by spirit, by essence. And it says about her, Mut F, Merit F, Smite, Bird, and she says that for the direct translation, it reads, Mother his, beloved he, chantress, mistress, abode, I. The Egyptian language is like how Yoda speaks in Star Wars. And the reason why it's like that is because this kind of pronunciation of words has a certain kind of vibrational construct to it. And it's not just chanting the words themselves, it's chanting the words with understanding that illuminates the vibration of the words. So it says, what she's saying is, I am his mother, and I love him. He's my beloved. I am the chantress, who is the mistress of the abode. So what she's saying is that she is the one who chants the hymns, and with her sister, and she is the beloved mother of the initiate who is receiving the spiritual boon from Sobek. So his mother is a priestess. And she is the priestess of the chanting in the abode, in the sacred secret place, where the serpent power is conjured that leads consciousness to higher realms, lead the mind to higher consciousness. And we saw, actually, when we did our trip, we went to the Temple of Medinat Habu, and we saw one of the chapels of one of the actual chantresses, if those who were on the trip can remember. We weren't able to go inside because it was locked down, but we were able to go in the portico area and do some readings and teachings of the hieroglyphs there. And so the point of saying that is that she is within that tradition of chanting the hymns to the divinity. And she does that in the secret place, the sacred place. She just doesn't, she's not in her house chanting or down the street somewhere in the market. She enters into the wisdom hall, the hall of the ritual. And rituals may look simple, but their implications are vast. That's why we do the rituals. And so she is the one that chants, and she is the mother. She is his mother. And he is the one who is receiving the spiritual boon from Sobek. So his destiny is Nebu. His destiny is pure, unfabricated spirit. And the point is that he represents the potential of every spiritual aspirant. Can you see yourself in this position? Can you put yourself into this pictograph? Do you see yourself standing here, giving these offerings and receiving this blessing? The blessing of the happiness, the bliss, and as we said, it's not a happiness of, oh, life is so good, I'm enjoying life. I'm eating good food, living in a nice place. Look at me, I'm great, have a beautiful girlfriend. It's not that. It's the inner bliss of realization of the knowledge of self. Can you see yourself in that position? Can you fantasize about that? What do you fantasize about? What are you fantasizing about? Or can you fantasize about this? And we could go on and on with this mystic conjugation of Sobek, Sobekra. The whole idea is to see yourself in this position. To bring yourself to this condition. So that is the conclusion of the middlemost portion of the Stelea. Next week we'll begin with the more intensive hieroglyphic portion, which is down here. And what I will try to do, which is what we've been doing, is that we'll go line by line, and you'll see what this says in relation to what this says. So these should not be read in separation. And the text, the pictograph, just to put a fine point on the conclusion, the pictograph is an element of the text. You can't read the text without reading the pictograph, and you can't read the pictograph without reading the text. The text and the pictograph are at once one element, one entity. And what happens is that sometimes people make mistakes and they think that the text is one thing and the pictograph is another. But that's not how it works. Is that the pictograph and the text is one total whole teaching. And that's how these things are to be read and understood. Okay, are there any questions? You know, what I like about this text as well is that it's very clean and easy to read. Some of the texts that you find are not so easy. You say this person has a good handwriting. You can look at it in that context as well. Yes, what is your question? And if you're going to write your question, write it for everyone to see, please. You're sending it privately, so you have to send it globally so everyone can see the question. Mm-hmm. Okay, the question is, On the glyph of the Chantress. Okay. You may present your question. My question is regarding the glyph of the Chantress. Do a below mood, what is the glyph? It reminds me of net. Okay, so that is not the glyph of the Chantress. So the glyph of the Chantress is here. Now the one that you are asking about is here, and it is a pool of water. And it means, and it's pronounced Medi. But in this context, it's pronounced Merit because it's referring to the female personality. So it's a pool of water. So it has other connotations as well, not only beloved. So it depends on the context it's being used, how it's being translated. So in this context, it would mean beloved. Okay. It's up, no problem. Okay, anything else? Okay, so Shabaka Stone people, that will be, we will have a Shabaka Stone later today at 9. And so that's our devotion for today. Thank you all for joining in, and thank you to the Shemsu who offered the ritual performance this morning. Hatat.
Dua Hatep.
Dua
Hatep.
Hatep.
Dua Hatep.